covers also environmental topics such as pollution, water pollution, and using, for example, as a readout, for example, plankton or algae, but it's all, I would say, cell or molecular based. So if anyone in the audience is really interested in sort of clinical study, then actually you need to apply for the NUSOM program. So we have basic biology, and theirs is more clinical, medical oriented. And probably you want to know the details of the structure. The first year in that program is course-based, and the program is divided actually up into like research covering 180 ECTS and the others 60 covered by courses. And their core courses everyone needs to take. This is to accommodate actually people coming from a bit different backgrounds, so everyone is actually then on the same page, and we can be assured you succeed in the program. And you can choose then from the second semester on actually also a few electives, not only from biology but also outside the department. And the core courses, well, we start out actually with research methods and ethics and statistics. And the research method and ethics course is actually together with students from another program, and the course is taught by SETS, the School of Engineering and Digital Sciences, and biology and physics students, they also actually together with students from engineering attending this research methods and ethics course. In biology, so we require, in addition to the ethics, you get there at least for students who were not previously studying at NU, to pass CITE training. So this is it's a web-based actually site. You get a certificate. This is for actually make sure that you're aware of, for example, if you work with samples from clinical samples or with animals, that you're aware actually of the ethical issues. Then you will have core courses. So from the 3 core courses, you have to take 2. You can choose actually either the structural and molecular biology and health and biophysics, or applied bioinformatics. So any combination is fine, but you have to cover 2. And the rest are electives. So some are 8, some are 6 ECTS, but altogether you need at least, the minimum is actually 24. So from that list, and if you studied before at in you or in the biology department and did a master's, for example, then actually you can replace courses with approval of the curriculum committee with other courses from other schools and departments. And from actually day 1 on, you're also enrolled in Thesis Research. It's actually 0 ECTS course, and the purpose is actually to get you as soon as possible into the lab. And obviously in the first year, some maybe don't know exactly what you're gonna do, but this allows also for example, lab rotation. And then find a supervisor in the topic, and at the same time, so we can monitor actually your progress. And it allows also this course it's you have to register also in summer. It means it allows you to stay also on campus, because for that you need to be continuously registered. And then from the second year on, so you will be always enrolled in this course, and then until actually the last semester of the fourth year. And if you pass, the grade for this course is like similar to pass-fail. It's called in progress satisfactory, or in progress non-satisfactory. And if progress has been satisfactory in year, like from until year 4, then the 180 ECTS will be converted actually after your thesis, successful thesis defense into credits, and then you can graduate. So that's the overall structure. And now I'm going to show you per semester the suggested sequence of the courses. And when the first semester there isn't too much actually variety, you can choose actually, or it's recommended to take only one elective in addition to the core courses. And in the second semester, so you can take 2 electives, and then 2 of the 3 department core courses. And at the end of the second semester, there's actually a comprehensive examination on 2 core subjects and 2 electives. And so everyone has to pass this. This is in our case, so it's an oral format. And after that, after you pass that, you become a PhD candidate. And then in the third semester until end, so it's you're only enrolled in Thesis Research, and you do actually your work in the lab, for example. And in the third semester of the second year, you're supposed to propose your thesis. There will be the Thesis Proposal Defense. And so we are more confident if you have already some preliminary data. So the zero ECTS course so allows you actually from semester 1 on to do that, and have not just a plan, but also some preliminary data to support actually your plan, that you can finish it within the given timeline. And now in the last semester of year 4, you have to submit your thesis, and then defend that in front of committee, and then the credits will be converted, and then you graduate. And it's written here, so you can actually, it can be extended, because sometimes experiments may not work out as planned, or more time is needed, and then you can extend, for example, if that is foreseeable, you can't meet the deadline, then it's possible actually to add by approval of your supervisory committee and the school another semester. Now, to complete the program, so your CGPA shouldn't be actually below 2.67, which equates B minus. And just for your information, the grading scale recently actually has changed for all the graduate programs at NU. So now the lowest grade actually is C minus. So it's actually from A to C minus and then comes F. So there's no D and D plus anymore. And aside from passing the comprehensive exam, which I mentioned already, so there's a couple of more requirements. One is everyone has to do this, even if you were employed before as a, for example, lab assistant or teaching assistant. Everyone has to go through graduate teaching assistantship. And normally you do this in the first 2 semesters. And the provost office is actually giving students like a course list to choose from, and then they can actually choose courses which are close to their background, and then become graduate teaching assistant. So it doesn't mean you teach actually, it's not lab teaching or classroom teaching. So you will be assigned a group of students, and so they can basically for questions they have and on lectures or lab topics, and you mentor them. And that's for lecture type courses. And for lab courses, so in spring last year, graduate teaching assistants that were helping actually in, for example, with lab notebook grading and answering questions to students in the lab and help with preparations. And that GTA also, if you haven't any experience, so it comes also with a training at the beginning. So at the beginning of first semester in year 1, you ask actually to complete an online training, and which I think you have about 2 weeks for that. And after that, you will be assigned actually to classes and students. Now, aside from that, you need to pass in the Thesis Proposal Defense in the 3rd semester. And, well, have in satisfactory progress in the thesis research, then actually you will be allowed to defend your thesis. And the minimum requirement in terms of publication is, so you need to have basically in spring semester of year 4, minimum one research article either published in press or accepted. So just submission is not good enough. And the total number actually of articles expected is 3. But the other 2, we understand that sometimes it takes a year until a paper gets actually accepted. So submission is fine at that stage. So, and during your studies, so you will be supported by so-called NU Stars Award, and that allows you to focus on your research, so you don't have to work outside part-time. So and after the for example, in the first 2 semesters, the GTA is required, and then normally the students actually get paid from grants. But if let's say it happens, there's no, someone runs out of grant, and then this NU stars system allows actually then by working as a GTA to um, to get actually your monthly stipend. And this is so starts actually once you're registered in the program, you're eligible for this. So means if you're admitted, for example, successfully in for August, then after completing the paperwork for that, then you will get actually paid from August on this NU Stars award. Now, the admission in the admissions document, I'll show you later the exactly what you have to submit. One of the documents is actually called statement of purpose, and usually we want to know actually what you plan to do, and for that you need to probably check what faculty is doing. And of course, there are multiple ways. One way is to look at actually the research site of the university, and the URL is written there. And you see actually what the department is doing. The drawback of this is actually if people or faculty changes, not everyone is listed there, or if someone is new, it takes some time until data show up. So in addition to that, so you can go also to PubMed. I should say now for actually this academic year, you see 22 profiles. So so the number of actually people listed here so is up to date, but not for everyone the latest publication is visible. So but once you have the name, you can go to PubMed and then see what is most recent, for example, publication of this person. And the research is conducted actually in this research building called C4. And it's just one example. So we have also a biosafety level 2 lab there. And the research actually we grouped into three bigger themes, and one is centered around molecular basis of diseases, including like immunological cancer, neurological diseases. Then another group topic relates to like methods, like biophotonics covers, for example, microscopy, fax analysis, which are used in cell biology, but also for environmental sample analysis. And the third one, groups together anything related to biotechnology, sensors, nanoparticle delivery, and bioinformatics. So these are the three groups, and I've listed publications, actually represent some representative publications for each research thrust in this biocluster. And you can use that and to find out maybe potentially with whom you want to work. And this for biophotonics and biotechnology. So now, in addition to that, so two members actually of the biology department, they are behind this Carl Zeiss Center of Excellence. Because C4 houses actually state-of-the-art microscopy, including like electron and atomic force microscopy. And Ivan Vorobiev and Tri Pham, so they actually the main drivers of this. And so in addition, we have project actually PI is also Ivan Vorobiev and Natalie Batineva. So these are two examples for environmentally themed research, but actually using, for example, advanced microscopy, flow cytometry methods to analyze samples, not just morphological, but like on cellular and subcellular level. And the dean mentioned already actually some of our partnerships. So these are not departmental partnerships. These are for the school. And so we have an agreement with Tsukuba University. So, but this is actually less for research. This is more for like courses. And then National Institute of Genetics in Japan, for example, for this allows actually, this one is more research based. And two others, Chiatong and Tsinghua University. And local partner is actually the anti-tuberculosis dispensary in Nur Sultan, because we have one faculty member actually developing some like diagnostic methods using biosensors, and that's where actually this partnership comes from. So after you're through the program, then a typical path is postdoc afterwards. It's also mentioned here, and then the majority usually stays in research, so it can be either in academia or industry. And to get into the program, so you need to have completed actually a post-bachelor and master degree, and the CGPA should be 3.0 or higher, and in the highest degree, so means in the master degree. And two letters of recommendation. So one should be actually from your last supervisor, and it is recommended actually if you apply that you inform your previous instructors or professors in advance to make sure they're coming in time. And then a cover letter, actually this is important. Committee members read actually very carefully this, and statement of purpose. Why actually you want to enroll in this particular program, and ideally what you don't have, obviously we don't ask for a research proposal, but at least we want to know what area you want to work in. So if someone writes, I want to work like with primates, or do like experiments with larger animals, and we don't have the facility here, so it's probably not a good idea. But I think if you look at on the university page what people are doing and what facilities we have, so I think it's kind of self-explanatory. And if you have any questions, particularly for, let's say, research-related questions, then you can write actually to BioCluster. So there's a mailing list, and In that mailing list are all the researchers actually, what I showed you, doing research in the C4 building in the 6th floor, belongs to BioCluster. And you can ask question there. If it's about more administrative questions, so please don't write to faculty, please write to admissions or this SSH address. So that's all I have to say for now, and then you can ask questions.